Hey guys, this is CasualNerdHammer.net, and I'm bringing you round 4 of the Keystone GT, where I face some forces of the Abyss. Pretty excited about this army if you've been a follower of the channel for a long time. I played a lot of demons back in Warhammer, and this is about the closest to demons that you can get. And I've always kept an eye on them, even though I don't have my demons anymore, because I like a lot of things they bring to Kings of War. So I'm going up against him, and I had all evening to think about how I'm going to play against this list, and so here we go. On my left side, I got my Brotherhood Knights in there, got my Forsaker, my Redemption Knights, the Crushing Strength Martyrs, another unit of Martyrs, my Redemption Knights, and this scenario is pillage, but instead of rolling d6 plus 4, we do 6, and we alternate setting them up. And you get victory points based on, you get tournament points based on how many you have, and then a couple points for what you kill. The whole kill thing in our tournament wasn't a huge deal. Like it can only sway your tournament points by 5 overall. So it still is kind of nice that you get rewarded for how much you kill a little bit, but still it's all about objectives in our tournament. That's how you're going to get the majority of your points is by objectives. Over on the right side, I have my two trebs here. One's behind the wall, one's tucked into the woods pretty nicely. My Forsaken Beast, my Redeemer, and of course my other unit, Forsaken Knights. So my idea going into this game was he has a lot of shooting. So, and I'll go through his list real quick. This is the Archfiend. He has wings. Unit of Succubi, um, unit of Horde of Molochs, and then he has 3 troops of the Flame Bearers. So these guys put out 8 fire bolts at a range of 18. So those were the shooting charts. These 2 efforts in behind, they have fireball 20. That's pretty nasty. And I think they have piercing 1 under fireballs, or you can upgrade 1. And then he has a Bane Chant guy, so those fireballs become pretty deadly after a while. He has a Horde of Lower Abyssals, another unit of Succubi, and over here he just has some imps in behind and a unit of gargoyles. As you can see, one of the tokens is right there. These are the tokens for pillage. In this scenario and against this army, I figured that I would be fighting a lot on his side of the table, so I decided to set up my tokens pretty much on his side of the table, and then kill as much as I can while I try to collect tokens. This is the objective. So I get first turn, and I push up like such. I'm going to grab a slight drink. I push up like such. On my left side, I'm just taking this hill. One thing I didn't account for in my whole entire strategy was the fact that he has a very good flyer on my flank. Most tournament long, I haven't been getting outflanked, but in this game, it was something that I didn't anticipate and I didn't react to fast enough. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But I am setting up my flyers to go in and try to shut down his shooting immediately. I know it's going to hurt, and I got to do what I can. And just to look on the right side, I'm not really too concerned about this hill here, or this building here. I probably should have faced these guys up a little bit and got them into the flank over here, fly them behind the building at some point. But I end up being kind of indecisive on this flank. His gargoyles are back here. I have a feeling they're just going to go after my trebs, so I'm not too concerned with them. But the imps can hold that objective, so I got to kind of deal with that as the game progresses. So Treb goes off and it hits the troops and does 4 wounds. A little low for the Treb, d6 plus 2, so I only rolled a 2 to even wound. And so yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I didn't waver them either, but at least I don't know if they can shoot. Can they shoot? No, yeah, they can still shoot. So turn 1 Abyss, and he flies like this, and of course this guy is threatening the flanks of anything that I would be going into charging. I am still out of his charge arc, but he really figures that I'm moving forward, so he's going to keep that line open there. And pretty much just shuffles his lines around. He does push his his shooters up a bit, and he starts taking some shots. His gargoyles, yep, they fly over my guys and are looking to go after my Treb. And yeah, some shooting does 4 wounds to my Forsaker and another 4 wounds to my Martyrs. And it's my turn too. So I put the flyers out. I'm going to try to disrupt everything that I possibly can so that I don't get shot in the face. And I put my Redemption Knights on the right side here. I'm thinking that the Forsaken Beast, he had 4 wounds on these guys, but he regen 2. With 4 wounds on him, he probably could pop them, but with 2, it's going to get dicey. I decided to fly my Redeemer into one of his Epithets, and hopefully I can, do enough wounds. I'm at least going to stop one Fireball, or a Fireball 20 for 1 turn here. So that's pretty nice. Taking into account his Abyssal Fiend, which I don't think he has 3 wounds on him. I think that's just a straight die. I try to keep things out of his charge arc, and so instead of pushing up as aggressively as I wanted to, now my plans are changing and I'm delaying here, and it's not ideal. I get these guys; they are actually in the line of sight of him, and he could charge there if he wants to. That would be the best thing for him to do, but I don't think he's going to take that. And I'm pushing my knights up. I'm a little too close here, because even if I charge and try to swing over, I don't know if those knights are going to be able to fit around things. So I'm pushing up a little too tight here. In the future, I need to keep my knights back a little bit. So yeah, that's the way it's looking there. On this side, I take a picture of these gargoyles, but actually, this Treb kills these gargoyles in this turn. So that's awesome. Treb's eliminated a threat to them pretty early. So yeah, after combat, Effet gets 3 wounds on him. That's pretty decent. I have 5 attacks on that guy, so I at least shut down him. The beast only does 3 wounds here, so yeah, I think maybe one of them get wavered here. I'm not 100% sure, but the Redemption Knights don't do much better with only 4 wounds. So that's what unfortunate. It is blocking everything up. I would have liked to pop a couple of those things to force his hand to make some charges, but he's going to be able to buy himself another round, another turn to delay me on this side. So it looks like shooting goes off some more. He got 5 more wounds on my martyrs here. I must regen some of those martyrs. He does take his flame bearers back into my Forsaken Beast, and I believe these flame bearers go back into my knights, but I don't think they do any wounds. He does do 1 wound to the beast, but he is fine, of course. So turn 3. Brotherhood. So yeah, I'm starting to make some more charges here and getting my positioning a little bit better. I take the martyrs without the crushing strength into this unit of flame bearers who have a couple wounds on them, and I fly my redemption knights up here to start threatening to flank in the rear of his main combat blocks. I also fly my honey maze guy up there, my redeemer, to face the rear of his troops and to threaten his casters, so they really don't have much area to hide. And I fly my Forsaker over here. I really don't know what I'm doing with him. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to threaten his back lines, but I got to keep his flyer in check too. So that flyer on my flank has just been a thorn in my side. And I push the knights up like such. These knights, again, they're just way too close to that unit. I'm trying to not let his flyer get in on them, but the way everything's positioned, it's poor positioning here. I'm just a little too blocked up. And it shot on the other side of the board. So after combat, yeah, I do take out the 2 flame bearers, or 3 flame bearer units, so that's nice. I get them out of the way. I feel like it's a turn too late. The idea was to shut them down from shooting, which I did the first round, but I thought I had enough muscle that I could pop them. They're a little stronger than I realized. So yeah, that's how that goes. So I open it up for him now. He gets to do the counter charges first. So yeah, that's basically how it goes. So turn 3 Abyss, and he does start making some charges. The Succubi go into my martyrs. The Molochs go into my other martyrs. The horde of lower demons, I forget what they're called, go into my beast. They should make short work of him. And the Succubi go into my Forsaken over there. And he flies his Archfiend up here, threaten everything in my army on one flank. So yeah, I'm still trying to deal with him here. It's been tough. So he leaves his guys out. I guess he just figures that if I'm going to charge them, I'm going to eliminate them. I hate leaving these guys with wounds on them, but I really don't have anything. I have to dedicate a lot to kill them. I don't just have some easy shooting that I can I can bust off, and I think that's a fault in my list, that I can force some nerve checks and just kind of pop them on something easy. Over here, he does bring his imps over, which is kind of nice because he's actually exposing the flank to my Forsaken here. That if they survive, I might be able to pop over those succubi and get into the flank of them if they survive. So after combat, the succubus do 10 wounds to my martyrs there, and 13 for the Molochs there. Everybody sticks. Um, this this was pretty surprising. My Forsaken Beast only gets 6 wounds to him, so that's pretty nice. And these Forsaken have 7 wounds, and they're 12, 14 with the reroll, so they actually stick too. They might have been wavered and passed the Headstrong, but either way, I get to charge next turn, so that's pretty awesome. So counter charges, yep, put the martyrs in, I put the beast in, and I do fly the redemption knights over and hit the flank. It's not quarter and a quarter, it's a couple millimeters over, not millimeters, but enough that it like we called the TO over and made sure that it was good. If you notice up here, I didn't charge any of his guys. I went to roll for shooting. I said, I'm gonna fire my Treb, and I threw a dice and I said, oh man, I wanted to charge those guys. I mean, I had it set up, and he didn't really like the idea of me charging, so we talked about it and we decided to dice off, and I won the dice off, so I was able to charge there. I know it's going back. The shooting really didn't. I know I would always let somebody go back like that because it had zero effect on anything. All you said was, hey, I'm going to shoot now, and and you rolled 1 die. Like, it had zero effect. It wouldn't change anything in the game. I would always give somebody that every time. I fly my Forsaker over here. Don't know what I'm doing with him. Just trying to threaten his flyer. This game, I played the Forsaker the worst of the tournament. Just really didn't know what to do with him. Didn't have a good spot. I should have just committed to a flank and flew him there and just had him ready for the later turns. But my indecision might cost me. I did position him such that he's looking this way in that photo. After combat, I do 7 damage to the Molochs, and I got this guy up to 6 damage and still didn't pop him or waver him. I do kill the succubus on this side. I didn't know what to do with this unit, so what I did, I faced him this way to give him the rear here. They got a bunch of wounds on him. They're probably not going to last too much longer, but I really don't want the Archfiend into the flank of the Knights. I don't know if he pops them immediately or not. They do have a reroll, but I thought this would be nice bait. He's definitely going to take a rear, getting something like 27 attacks. I figure if I could sacrifice that unit, I get a counter charge with my Knights, and at least pin him down or possibly get through him. Who knows? But I didn't really know what else to do here. I mean, I could have faced him the opposite direction. Then I think it makes his choice easier. He either goes into the flank of the Knights or he flies away. So I figure if I give him that, I know where he's going to be, and I can countercharge and handle it. I don't know if that's the best decision or not, but that's what we went with. Yeah, did some wounds in the center here. Nothing incredible. These guys do 5 wounds to the imps, and they stick. And they have Fury, and these guys have 7 wounds on them. I thought they were just going to pop those imps easy breezy. But what I realized at the end of the game, I forgot to roll double attacks. So I only rolled 9 attacks, and that's all I did. I should have popped them easy if I would have been paying attention. And it was just that it was such a weird charge, and it took so long because we did call T over to make sure that I could do it. I totally forgot to double my attacks. And that really, 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 really is a bad mistake that cost me. Yeah, that's a bummer. So for Abyss, yep, counter charges all around. The Molochs go back in. The lower Abyssal Fiends, or whatever they are, they go back in. The Succubus flank charge the Beast, and the Imps counter charge, because they have Fury, into my Redemption Knights. And on his left side, his Abyssal Fiend, or Archfiend, Archlord, whatever, he does go into my Martyrs. We just couldn't fit him in the hill correctly there, that it would not destroy all our miniatures. So yeah, I mean, this is a nice example of setting up something that you want your opponent to do. Now, if it was the right call to want him to do that, I don't know, but it was nice to know that if he goes in there, like setting up a not so much a trap, it depends on how good of a trap it is, but knowing that his flyer is going to be in there, that was nice. to see it happen. I don't know. I still don't know if it was the best decision or not. But yeah, so my right side collapses now. I mean the beast probably held out longer than he should have. The Molochs go in here and he rolls double ones. The first of two double ones, I think, of this game. And so my martyrs are still there with 19 wounds on him. And this flank collapses and he's starting to face the center. Turn 5 me. Alright, so I set up some counter charges. I take my Redeemer. I'm done messing around with the Ephits, even though I should keep going after him. I was really hoping I felt like these knights needed a little bit of help taking care of him. So I fly a Redeemer in. Probably should have flew him into one of the Ephits and just get them down. And so my martyrs who are up to 19 wounds gets the counter charge to Molochs who have 7. And I take my Redemption Knights and charge the Horde of Lessers. I kind of like how that goes. I mean, that's 20 attacks going in, hitting on 3s, wounding on anything but. I don't know if I pop him, but at least I get my unit over here and try to hold down his flank. The game's getting bloodier and time is wasting, so we have a lot of objectives to fight over. We're on table 4 here, so neither one of us really want to draw or a close game. We want to try to go for the throat to jump ahead, but yeah, so that's the way that's looking. After combat, yeah, the Molochs are up to 12, 13, 14 wounds. I think they are 16, 18, and I roll a 3. So, yeah, I waver them, I believe, but they have Fury, so it doesn't matter. Unlucky there, unlucky. Anything but double ones are a 3, and I pop them, and I'm looking really good. So I do, in a kind of more so of a stroke of luck, I think, my Redemption Knights do take care of his horde. They did have some wounds on him from the beast, but I still think he had pretty high nerve, and so I went in there and popped them. So we're protecting this counter. This one's going to be contested. Trying not for this one to be contested. There's another one over there that could be contested, and his imps are just going to go over and get a free counter, which I can't even deal with. I probably should have took the Forsaker over and just cleared him up and took that one, but I don't know. That was tough. And then I just reformed these guys to protect against the succubus. Yeah, I don't know how many wounds I did on the fiend, but my knights have 9 wounds on him. So I'm high wounds here. My Forsaker has 7 wounds on him. He's only 15, 17. My Redemption Knights have 6 wounds on him. I think I regen one next turn. And I have these Molochs that should be dead twice. Maybe not twice, but they should be dead at least once. And there's still a thorn in my side as they countercharge and take care of my martyrs. That's unfortunate. This is after his countercharge into my knights. That's why they're at 9 wounds. But I do have a reroll there, and they hold. And over here, yeah, this was the countercharge, or his charge with the succubus. They do 6 wounds to the Redeemer. So my 6... it was tough going back in here with the Knights when he is defense 5 or 6. I don't have Thunderous Charge. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to do enough wounds to get the Fiend down. So what I decided to do is put the Forsaker in 2 and absolutely lock that up so that I can kill him. With the proper overrun, I was able to get to this marker. So I'm contesting 1, 2. I have 3 markers at current, and depending on how this combat goes, if I pop him, I'm swaying that marker there. And over there, he has a marker with the imps that I'm just not going to be able to do anything about. I fly this guy. Oh, the Redeemer charged the Molochs and was able to get a wound or 2 through. And with his reroll and everything, I mean, I need double ones. And I was able to pop the Molochs. So things are looking really good. I'm going into bottom of turn 6, but he still has 4D fireballs. Yeah, I could not kill those Ephits. I was shooting shreds at him, doing everything I possibly could. I just could not stop that shooting, that all-important turn 6 shooting. So turn 6, the Ephits go off. They kill... he decided to put them both into my knights just to make sure that they got out of there. No, I'm sorry. He put 1 into my knights, kills the knights. He shoots at my Forsaker. He only does 2 wounds total, but still on a 9 with a reroll. I'm 15-10 or 15-17, and he wavers him, so he gets to keep that token. The succubus go back into my redemption knights and kill them, so I lose that marker. They're able to back up just enough to get this marker, and the imps got their marker, and that's how the game ends. He has 2 markers to my 1 marker, and the game ends up being, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was an 11-9. So it's pretty close to a draw. I mean, it's still a win for him technically, but I got 9 points. That was a big swing at the end. You know, if I had the efforts down or something where he couldn't shoot, or even if my my knights somehow pass their test, I have, you know, it'd be 2 markers where it's a draw. But I was really close at the end. I thought it was possible that I was gonna get a win out of this. I get 9 points, and it's not bad. It seems like going into turn or round 5, the top like 6 tables still have a chance at placing in the top 3. So, you know, I'm just hanging in there. I'm fighting really close games. I mean, look at this. Only my 2 trebs are left, and you know, my 2 characters. So it was a bloody affair. He only has 3 characters left, and a succubus and a regiment of imps, or a troop of imps. So yeah, it was a bloody one, man. And we're going into round 5, round 5, and we still have a chance. I still have a chance of placing, not first, but you know, if everything goes well, I get like a 20-0 or something, some big score at the end. I could be up in first, second, or third. So not first, but second or third. So it's duke it out time on these top tables. And guys, thanks for watching. Come back for the exciting end to the Keystone tournament in round 5.